Well, hello. How is everybody doing? Thank you for tuning in. And this is the Witches Hour. Oh, hang on, technical difficulties here. I'm Sid. Hello, welcome everybody. I have my volume up too loud on my phone, so I didn't want to hear all that crap. So, hello, welcome to the Witches Hour. This is Sid, and I'm gonna introduce you guys for the night. First, we have Miss Karen.
Hi, everybody. Welcome.
Hello, Miss Karen. How are you?
I'm good, Sid. How are you?
I am doing great. And then we also have Miss Sinister, Miss Cynthia Wolf.
Hi guys, welcome back.
Hey, Cynthia.
Hey, what's up, guys? How are you guys doing?
Awesome.
And next up, we have a special. She's starting to host us with us tonight. Is our very first time hosting with us, Miss Rebecca Lawson.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Hey, Rebecca. Welcome.
Thank
Hey.
you. Hey.
So how are you ladies doing? Are we doing good?
Really good.
Very good. Yeah.
I'm
You
good.
guys look like you guys use a couple of 5-hour energy shots. What's going on here, ladies?
Hey, I'm alive. I'm still rolling
Hey.
so far.
You know, you live right, you love right, you're good to go. You know, there you go.
That's it.
Yep, we're good to go.
And here we have
Ready.
Miss Liz.
Hey.
Hey, Liz.
Hello. How are you guys?
So we got a cast, a crew of people here tonight, don't we?
We do.
Ooh.
Welcome.
And it looks
If I
like
just
very
give you guys
eclectic
a
one.
few. Yeah, I'd say so. I need to give a few of you guys a 5-hour energy drink.
Yeah, I might need it to be honest. Hi, Natalie.
So how was you
hey,
guys'
hi,
week so
Calvin.
far?
Karen, hi.
Hello, Karen, Calvin.
Oh, hi,
Let's say
Hi,
hello,
Mary
everybody.
Beth.
Calvin, how are you doing?
Hey.
Mary Beth, hello, everybody who's tuning in and saying hi and hanging out with us. We are multi-streaming tonight in 3 different areas. We're here in the Psycho Bunny Death Cult. We are streaming on YouTube right now, and we're streaming on my page, Sid Ryder's page. This guy right here. And tonight I figured why not for a good second show talk about lucky shit. Hang on here. What did I miss here?
Surrounded by
Lucky
beautiful
shit.
ladies.
You're
I
surrounded
said
by
thank
beautiful
you.
ladies.
Thank you, Stacey
Just for a
Ann.
moment, I forgot something off my wall.
I guess I am surrounded by a bunch of lovely ladies, aren't I, tonight? I guess I am lucky.
Yes. There's some
I just gotta
definite
watch my mouth and make sure I don't get hit.
It will send you a virtual
From that
punch.
far away.
Right, see?
I'm pretty. I'll get a virtual smack. Is what I get.
We'll just
I'll give you a
spiritually
Reiki smack, man, right upside the head.
As you can see, this thing is dusty.
I'm sure, you know, Loki will just come and smack you for us.
Has the
Yeah, we
week
can
been
always
flying
stream
by? Did you guys
something.
have a good Memorial Day? You guys have a good
No,
Labor
right?
Day?
Yes.
Little
Yes.
Labor Day. You
I
guys have a good Labor Day weekend?
I worked.
It worked.
I went
I
out of
was
town.
We got massive thunderstorms.
Oh,
So I got
yeah, I
some-
heard about
I got some
those.
storm water.
Even luckier.
Before I start off the show, I want to give a happy birthday to my lovely wife, Alexa Ryder. If you're watching this, or if you watch it and rewind later and replay, I want
Happy
to say happy
birthday.
Happy birthday,
I
beautiful.
love you. Happy birthday.
Yep.
Okay, now we can get down to business. So tonight's show, we are talking about witch tools are basically tools of the trade. I guess is what I'm getting at. Tools of the trade. What is it that we need as witches? What is it that we don't need? And I want to be able to showcase tonight as well that each individual here, their altar is going to be a little bit different, and that's what I want to show is the diversity and what everybody's own path is and what everybody does in their own home in their own sacred space. I have a list. I have a list of like your basic what you say basic Wicca standard tools of the trade for Wiccas? Because a lot of the new witches kind of tend to go to the Wicca first, and then they kind of grow into other parts of witchcraft. Let's say. So yeah, that's the topic tonight. Is all beginner witches. If you don't know what you need, you're about to find out tonight.
Crash course.
Crash course. I think it's great though that you can you can start with little and then you can build on your own personality. So that's nice.
Yes.
There's you'll notice in the list that this list is really, it's loosely based, really honestly, because a lot of people like that are left like, well, I guess they are here. So let's just start it off. We got altar tools, and one of the top things it said is an athame. And what is does anybody have an athame?
I do.
I actually,
I do not.
You know what's funny?
I have an athame right here.
Even I do, and I don't know what it is.
I have a different knife.
I have 1,000 of those things. Okay, yes. I have a lot of
Not that, Rebecca, not daggers, athames.
Oh, no. Well, I'm Scottish, so we have little knives that go in your boots, and that looks just like that. Just saying.
So, what's an athame used for? Does anybody know?
It's symbolically
cutting and stirring.
Athames are used for directing energy and casting circles or casting rituals. Is what an athame use. Now, there's going to be a couple items. There's going to be a couple altar tools that actually are used as the same thing, but some people prefer one over the other. But there's going to be a couple items there you're going to say, wow, why do they have two different items but have the same meaning? It's just people being picky.
It's choice.
Yes, it's all about choice.
Choice. Because I the exact same thing you just said that for, so I understand. Choice. I think sometimes things culty, that's what you use, you know. So.
Stacey Ann, she does some amazing resin work. And we have a separate group called the Sacred Market Gates. It's kind of like a pagan witchy marketplace or a one-stop shop for all your witchy need type of deal. And she makes these resin designs. I would love to see her make a resin athame. That would be badass. Just saying.
Yeah, that would be cool.
That would be.
That would be neat.
Yeah,
I would get that.
All right. So next up, we got a bell. A bell. You guys have a bell?
I do not have.
I have bells everywhere.
I do have several
bells, but not on my altar.
Yes.
Now what's a bell used for?
I have 3 on each of my doors to keep the spirits away. So that, you know, I guess maybe just to kind of let you protection from evil, I guess is what I should say. And I also have them when I'm clearing my space. I have a singing bowl, and I also have bells that I use for that, just to kind of let it be known that it needs, whatever is here needs to clear its space so that I can go ahead and set my circle and do the things that I need to do during whatever ritual. Sometimes I do them in the morning, sometimes I do them at night. I guess it just depends on what's going on, and definitely on the holidays.
Yeah.
Do you guys, what about you, Karen or Liz? Do you guys have a bells on your altar? No, you don't. Liz, you said you don't have one, do you?
I don't have a bell.
I do. I do have a silver bell on my altar.
Not bell bottoms, but a bell that ding ding dings.
I have lots of bell bottoms.
And bells on my doors. I have bells on all my doors.
So the bell is used on an altar as to stop and start a ritual. I don't have a bell. I have like a chime with a wooden pinger on it. I just ping the chime, and I just don't have a bell. I just have a chime. That's all I have.
Isn't it? Doesn't it work the same way though?
It's the same way. It's the frequency. Yeah. That's all it is. Yeah.
Personal preference.
Like a sound clearing.
Okay, so here's one that here's another altar tool every witch probably every witch has. That's got to see who customizes them the best, and that's a besom, a broom.
Oh, I have a million.
I have
of those.
brooms.
I have
Yes.
brooms.
I have brooms at every entrance that I own.
Me too.
Yeah,
And
they're
I have
at every
ghosts.
entrance.
If you saw that behind me, I have ghosts.
I'm trying to find the green book.
We love ghosts.
The husband
love
goes.
ghosts.
It's the husband
No.
ghost. Yeah.
I said.
What's going on, Frank?
Trying to
I
find the green
love
book.
brooms. Brooms are my favorite.
We having
I
spiritual
have a besom
happenings
by
in
my
Frank.
front door, but I also have a kyanite broom that I keep on my altar.
Ooh.
Oh,
Yes,
that's
they're
nice.
beautiful.
That's
I
awesome.
don't have
I'd love to get
have a besom or a broom on my altar. I don't have that. And it's for to sweep the negative energies away. And I guess ultimately it would make sense because what they want you to do is take the broom and sweep away the ritual space, the ritual area that you're going to cast your circle and stuff in. So I can see the logic in having the broom. I just don't have one. I just kind of wave my wand around, Harry Potter style, and I just kind of sling the negative energies out of my space and my area and out of my room, and I go through my whole house pushing it all out my door.
Mm.
I have
One thing
two crisscrossed above my front door, and I have one at the back with a sign that says "Blessed Be," and the front door says "Merry Meet." So I hope to meet and greet people with some sense of sanity when they come in and leave their evil outside. Preferably positive energy only.
I like
See,
getting brooms that are made of specific material, like different
Yes.
brooms, like you were talking about, because they will stop certain energies from coming into your home. And as like the sweeping situation, if it's a real material, not just a plastic broom that's cute,
Right.
it really does help with that certain energy. So I have them at every entrance into
What,
my
Frank?
home. What?
I actually take
That is
my
good
little
stuff.
witch's broom.
Mhm.
I actually take my little kyanite witch's broom and use that in a sweeping motion at kind of like, instead of using the athame to make the circle, I use the witch's broom as I circle around.
Ooh, I like
And that
that.
sweeps the negative energies away as I'm making the circle. I kind of dual purpose it, and I like to use blue kyanite to do it.
Nice. That is nice.
Yeah,
I have a feather for that.
So how
I
about
didn't hear you, dear. What? You have
I
a
have
what?
a feather for that. A
Oh,
feather
okay.
that is a because I'm Native American, so I use a feather.
Cool.
Yeah, my dog ate my feather.
I love my
Oh,
And
yeah.
also my sage today.
I was about to say, before we go into playing a song, tell us about your incident today, about your sage and all that good stuff. Liz.
Oh,
So,
I want to hear.
okay, so I have a dog that is being trained to be a service dog for my anxiety. And it's partially for my benefit and partially for everybody else's benefit. She is a mastiff. So I'm trying to be able to keep her in the room with me while I'm working. And also she's really good at, like, if I'm having an anxiety attack, she comes up, she puts her head on my lap, And today I'm sitting here and I get this lovely scent of sage. And I was like, oh shit.
uh-huh.
I turn around. The dog ate my sage.
Thou shalt be cleansed.
I hope so, because last night she almost killed my terrier.
Devil be gone.
Oh no.
So luckily I have more and it's covered in dragon's blood. But I'm keeping it in my box now. That sounded way worse than it should be. But I luckily I had two more. And basically what happened last night was she got attacked by my terrier, and she had been putting up with it for so long that she finally snapped back and grabbed the terrier and just swung her around like a rag doll.
Ooh.
And I mean, I was like, I don't blame you, but could we not?
Please.
And so the terrier's okay. And hopefully this cleanses my dog, because it certainly didn't get the chance to cleanse my room.
Did the terrier learn its lesson?
I don't think she did. She's dumb.
No. Thank God.
And prior to this, she had already tried to chew on it, and I got it out of her mouth. And because I usually leave it sitting, and I just dropped my pendulum. I usually leave it sitting in my abalone shell with my feather. And, well, sorry, dropped the pendulum, had to pick it up. And she ate my feather.
Oh.
Dun,
Then
dun, dun.
we were up at the cemetery. I just happened across a really cool feather. And I was like, you know what, guys? Thank you. I'm going to take this.
Right.
And I thanked everybody there. It's a very old cemetery from the 1800s. And I also thanked them for a little bit of, cemetery dirt, graveyard dirt, and a little bit of lichen moss as well. But I got home and it sat there for a while and it was in good condition. And the other day I look up and I'm like, how did she get the feather? She has a feather sticking out of her mouth.
It wasn't me.
This dog.
That's all
It's
she
the
did. It
devil. I
wasn't me.
hope the sage cures her.
Maybe
me.
she's a seeker. Maybe she's able to find things. Use it for your benefit. If you've lost something, like say, okay, find it.
So the dog had been saged and properly cleansed.
Right? Hopefully it cleanses her on the way out too.
There you go.
Interesting.
Oh, we're not even going to get into that topic. So let's we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to play some music for you real quick. We're going to come back and we're going to talk about some more about the altar tools. She was trying to help. Don't be dogging her.
For reference, her name is Freya.
Don't be dogging her.
Oh. That's such
like
a
that,
dad
yo.
joke.
That was so bad.
I did it.
That was a dad joke all the way.
It was.
I pulled it up. I'm playing the video now.
Everything else.
Good idea. Good idea.
This one, you guys. It was a good joke.
It was fantastic.
Stories and such. Maybe the truth isn't asking too much. We look at the future and help it along, but to stir such a cauldron you've got to be strong. It's grander than fiction, the life that we lead. Just think of your prospects, my darling, take heed. A sprinkle of glamour, a dollop of charm, trading family secrets and recipes long as your arm. Ask us to glance at your schedule next week. We'll churn you a forecast that wriggles and reeks, made of salt and umbrellas and typewriters too, and all of the things that you're ever to do. There's no need for vanity, no need for fuss. We know that you're bursting to be one of us. We stir up the truth, but it's never to harm. Steeped in family secrets and recipes, long as you're on. Tyranny's child has not broken us yet. Try as she might, not a drop will she get. Tyranny's tantrums have come into play, striking down witches for what we don't say. Oh no. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. On the outside we look proper and prim, but we battle nobility's ill-advised whim. Shameless and shining, we've always asked why. For what cooks in our cauldron can call down the sky. Best believe we fought hard when temptation arrived, threatening with lions and offering bribes. We'd not do her bidding and draw down the moon, though she murdered our brothers and mother for want of a spoon. Tyranny's child has not broken us yet. Try as she might, not a drop will she get. Tyranny's tantrums have come into play, striking down witches for want of a day. Oh no. La 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 la. La la la. La 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 la.
It's when we are human that you must take care and learn how to dance when there's blood on the air. The world is a dangerous place, little one, but you already know there are marvelous deeds to be done.
Wicked and strong in our shining we stand, straight backed with a drop of the future to hand. It's when we are human that you must take care, but wonders will come to you, darling, if only you dare. Oh, if only you dare. Tyranny's child has not broken us yet. Try as she might, not a drop will she get. Tyranny's towers can't topple too soon, striking down witches for want of a spoon. Oh no. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la.
Well, that was S.J. Tucker, and that was the Witches song. Hope you guys enjoyed that. I'm a big fan of S.J. Tucker. I am. One day I will have her on as a guest on the show. That and Damn the Bard. I'm a big fan of Damn the Bard.
Oh, I love Damn the Bard.
Nice.
Damn the Bard is awesome. His songs about
Yes, I love him. I love Damn.
so funny.
Like every album that he does is like pure fucking gold in my mind. And he's been doing the 5 branches, and he's on like the 3rd branch right now. And I listen to it's like it's mostly spoken word, but there's some songs in between. But man, I'm telling you, some about that guy's voice, it just it pulls you in. So Karen, you gonna share everybody this broom?
What?
Did you get that broom?
Ooh,
did you get that broom?
Oh yeah, I did. That's why I
Everybody's
got up. I did get the brooms.
Yeah.
I did.
Show everybody the broom.
These are my beautiful babies. This is the
That's so
black
cool.
kyanite, and it actually
Oh my
has a little
goodness.
handle. Looks like a broom.
Oh, I need a beer.
They're adorable.
Or I can turn it sideways so you can see it. Yeah, as it flies by. It's really big. It's a good size piece.
Yeah.
And then the other one, the blue one, is not quite as large. The stone isn't as big, but it's a beautiful piece. I know the lighting is terrible, my mood lighting, but they're beautiful pieces.
Very
And
pretty.
they serve a purpose.
Right?
Wow, they're beautiful.
So for everybody who was asking, there you go.
There you go,
Nice.
folks. You got to see her brooms. So let's continue with the list, shall we?
And I do make them for sale too. Just throwing a plug in there.
Just throwing a plug in there,
Throwing a plug in there. Yeah,
just throwing a
throwing that
plug.
in there.
Just so you know.
So let's talk about some more of these. Like we got candles. Now, if you ain't got to be a witch to have a bunch of fucking candles, because I got tons. I mainly use a lot of like tea lights, but I got some like chime candles and stuff like that as well. If I have certain type of spells that I want to do, or I want to kind of give a correspondence to what I'm trying to do. Like if it's money, I'm going to light a green candle. If I want to get rid of some negativity, I'm going to light a black candle. But what's really cool about candles is that you can do so much with them. You can add this little extra oomph to all the spell work that you do with them. What you going to say, Karen?
I think it's really important to throw out there to people, especially new witches and witches on a budget, that these little babies right here, these white chime candles or these cheap white tea lights, they are a substitute for
everything.
Any color. They work for any spell, anything you need to do. And I mean, I bought this pack of 8 at the dollar store for $1.
Say Dollar Tree is your friend.
Yeah, so you don't have to spend a lot of money, but candles are my thing. I'm huge into candle magic, and these are my go-to.
I think about every beginner, even if you're not witch. I mean, candles are just the shit.
Anyway.
Yeah,
they're important for everything. So yeah,
Like regardless of
Yes, they even set the mood for you. You know.
A lot of times, yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Candles represent the elements. They represent the elements, or they also can represent the deities as well on your altars. And like Karen said, you don't have to have a certain type of candle. You don't have to have a certain colored candle. You know exactly what those candles are representing. So all it really matters at the end of the day is that you know. And even if it's a tea light from Dollar General for $1, it's still good enough.
So I want to show something off. That's part of our altar. I grabbed a bunch of stuff from our altar. So as you guys can have seen probably, or a lot of people here have, this is my wedding ring. And it's a vet bazoo. And so what it is for Vikings, it was placed on Vikings so that they could find their way home and even the harshest weather. And so my husband and I found it appropriate for us to have that on each other. And then the runes all represent love and a lasting relationship, a healthy relationship, and strength and loyalty. But on our altar, it's a little dusty right now. Baby powder explosion. I also have that. And so we have the deck on there as well, along with several runes. We actually do a little bit of rune work. As I said before, I'm pretty eclectic. But you were mentioning candles. I too have my lovely black candle. And if you can look closely, there are teeth marks. Beautiful Freya.
Candles are almost like standard with almost all altars, aren't they?
Pardon me?
The candles about standard with all altars. Yeah. I mean, I think about everybody has them.
Oh yeah, I have a half a dozen on mine.
Yeah, they're just to represent the elements or the deities. Now, here's another interesting one. An altar tool, a cauldron.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Actually, yes.
I don't actually have a cauldron, but I do have a copper bowl with the triple moon on it that I use to burn things and things like that. But it kind of substitutes for the cauldron.
Yeah.
I got a baby cauldron.
I can also, what is the I can't think the piston and mortar.
Oh yeah,
I use that a lot a lot as well, to grind up things and
Super handy.
it's super handy. Yeah.
Yes.
That really, I have like 3 or 4 of those suckers because I just like them so much. And they make me smell good. But that's just me.
You can get away with doing it cheap too. Well, like go in a Dollar General, and you'll see those. You can see those frying pan candles, which got like 3 wicks on it. They're cast iron pans.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like this. I use this as a cauldron as well, and I use this only for like if I'm making like teas, like if I'm mixing herbs together and I'm throwing them into some water, and then I got a little like a little fire pit that I put my tea light in. That way I heat up my own tea.
There you go.
But
That's nice. That's a good idea.
Hi, Alexis.
Yeah, I have one of those little things that you put a tea light underneath and it just kind of.
Hey, Alexis.
Yeah, yes, Rebecca. Yes, I was going to say that next, like one of those potpourri burners.
Yeah. And then I use, and I ran and got this during the song. I use this, which is, I was talking about this earlier. This is my feather, because with any, I call onto the elements, into the spirits, and so that's what I'll use, is this feather right here.
That's beautiful.
That
I
is
have feather envy.
I do too. Right now.
That is gorgeous.
Feather envy for sure.
Yes.
Especially since mine are in the dog's stomach.
I need one.
Yeah, so I totally, your feathers are in your dog's stomach. Your poor dog's got everything in his stomach. But I went and looked up our history of my personal family and found that we were Cherokee. And I was like, okay, well, it's like thousands of Cherokees out there, but still at the same time, went and found where we were. And I'm like, okay, I may not necessarily ever be able to prove it because my grandmother was, adopted and so on and so forth. But at the same time, I can prove it for me. And so, and the spirits don't need me to prove it on paper. So I can bring those spirits into my life and let them bless me. And so I got this out there, and so
that's a huge fucking feather. What is that from? Like an ostrich or something?
I love it. It's
where the fuck did that come from?
It's got beads.
She's just running into ostrich farms really fast and grabbing them.
I know, right?
We're stealing emu feathers and shit. Wow, what's going on over there, Rebecca?
I love it. So beautiful. It makes me happy.
It is. It's so.
By the way, we have an emu farm like an hour or so away from us.
Those things are not nice. Not nice.
That feather's like the size of a baseball bat.
But it really is great. It's really great for walking.
Yeah.
Yes.
I can imagine.
It's really
fucking
nice.
amazing.
Also great as a fan. I can imagine.
Oh yeah.
Be careful that you don't fucking go sweeping it too fucking much. You might have taken off.
Or put it in.
Where's she going?
There's Rebecca. Bye.
Bye, Rebecca. Oh, if anybody would fly away, that's okay. But I thought you should see my big ass feather.
Love it.
So the next one we have up is the chalice. Does any of you guys have a chalice?
Yes.
I
That's
do.
a lot of stuff
It's not
in
in here. I already got a couple of goodies while I was gone, though.
Ooh, show us.
Okay, so this
Ooh, pretty.
is
That's
my
a nice
dagger.
athame.
That is my athame.
Beautiful.
I love it. I've had it for many, many, many years. She's my baby. She's super pointy too. Super
Very
pointy.
pointy.
Okay, so we have
pretty.
some white sage and rose.
Ooh, yes.
Yes, this is my stuff. I wanted to make a point though. For those of us who find ourselves in a situation where we don't have money and we don't have the things that we need in life, or that we feel like would help make us better, the number one thing that you need in witchcraft or in any craft is your intention. If you have your intention and a dominant hand, you can make anything happen. These are just fun little items to collect along the way.
Damn you, Cynthia. You spoiled my ending of my show.
I'm
I wanted to
Leave
say the same
leave
thing.
it
I would have blown it too. Thanks, Cynthia. You saved me.
Woman.
I'm gonna
Right,
wait
that's
till the
number
show's over
one.
with. Just wait.
Don't hate me.
I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking.
Don't hate me because I'm beautiful.
Ooh, somebody just said, how many people have glass chalices from the Dollar Tree?
That works as well.
I
You get
have
those.
several of
They're
those,
wine
and I have
There
glasses.
you go.
really
Thank
big
you.
chalices.
But who else's husband is using their mortar and pestle to make guacamole? Because apparently somebody on this show, their husband, whose name is Frank, said that they do that.
They make guacamole in their chalice?
No, in their
Right.
mortar and pestle. They use it to make
Oh.
guacamole.
Oh yeah, I do that.
Huh?
But I have one for liquids only. Like
That would be my husband. Thank you.
Yes, that is who. That Frank is who posted that a minute ago. Yes.
go Frank. There you go.
That's very, very creative. Go Frank.
And
Go
I was
Frank.
talking about how I lost a lot of my stuff in the move, and Frank mentioned or came in and went, "Psst. Here you go. Here's your chalice." And yes, I have this up on my altar, and I did not grab it.
Oh,
and
that's-
yes, it could totally count as my chalice.
absolutely. Yes.
Oh, Sid, you
I
want
will.
one of those, don't you?
Surprised it's not in your dog's
Yes,
belly. That's just me.
I'm actually
Okay.
super. I'm jealous right now.
Pardon me.
I'm jealous right now. I'm jealous. You know,
Sid wants
you're
one of
the.
those really bad.
I want
This,
one of
everyone
those.
doesn't
I
know that's
found one
watching.
that's
Maybe
made
on my
of
Facebook page.
You
I'm
wanna
I'm
burn?
about to piss
Yes, I
the
want it.
creator of Psycho Bunny Death Cult off. I'm ready to kick her off the show. That's how jealous I am. Fuck you, Liz.
Oh,
Bye.
no.
I'm just-
You can't make
You should
her
see Samuel. So my
That's
husband's
not my
born.
face.
It says made in India. Don't be too jealous.
Is it,
Good. I'm loving too.
Her
okay,
husband,
at the same
Samuel.
time, but let's all keep it chill.
Yeah,
This
Samuel's got
dude-
this
this
huge
dude-
longest horn.
You're like
And
a
he got it-
2 foot long fucking horn.
Crazy
It's
big.
fucking
Okay,
huge.
so we're speaking of
I-
horns, not other things.
I think we have Christmas ideas for Sid. I think we have Christmas gift ideas.
Not saying, but just kidding.
Yeah, you're all,
One
wink, wink.
that was absolutely beautiful, and I am hoping that they'll still have it because I want it. It's got its stand and everything, but this horn is about this big, and
Oh, nice.
I'm dying to get my hands on it. And I'm not telling you where it's at, Sid. Ha, ha, ha.
I have a bit. I don't have that big of a head, but for reference, here you go.
Frank, I'm going to hold you. I'm going to hold you to that, Frank. Don't think I'm not. I will
Nice.
bring you a horn too. You better.
Ooh.
Ooh, go Frank.
Good.
Nice.
You're just gonna get somebody popping in the background, like all of a sudden from under here, psst. Like I did.
You see the
With a
look in
horn.
Sid's eyes. He like legit meant that, Frank. So
He
by
did.
all means, make that
I
happen.
legitimately meant that. I'm holding you.
He's gonna be
I'm-
like a year later saying, Frank.
As a matter of fact, this is being recorded. This is actually being recorded, so it's going to show up on my It's going to show up on my YouTube channel. So
Right.
just in case everybody forgets about it, and they
Go
need to
over
reference
it again.
again, I'm gonna put it
Like,
back
oh,
on here
yeah.
on the screen so everybody
Oh.
knows that Frank is going to bring me a horn.
Awesome. That's so nice of you, Frank.
I tell you what.
I got
and
you,
I'll
Frank.
order-
You guys are.
Once I order,
Well, I
mine,
don't have
if it's as good
Athame.
as I think it's gonna be, I'll let you know where I got
That
with
is
it.
very nice, large Athame.
Okay, so
actually,
we got next. Okay, what are
Sorry.
you going to say, Liz? Go ahead, Liz. What are you going to say?
I was gonna say, actually,
As you
on
get
my
your Crocodile Dundee knife out.
I have a bigger one on my altar, and it's a tomahawk one, and it has it's for camping specifically, but I put it on my altar, and it has a compass, and it even when you unscrew the hilt, it's hollow inside, and it has a first aid kit and tools for fishing in the wild.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
So
And when's the last time you were camping?
it was like a year or so ago.
Did you use that survival kit knife? Did you use that survival knife?
I don't know. I was drinking by the
Has anybody ever? I'm just kind of deterring from the topic tonight since you brought the survival knife up. Has there anybody ever, even in the show or in the comments that's watching the show, has anybody ever caught a fucking fish with that survival knife, fishing line, and hook?
No.
Hell no.
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 I
I
mean,
do
what-
much better with a
why,
pole.
why pack it if it ain't used to nobody?
Because it has a compass on it and there's
It's
band-aids
for
in there.
emergencies, Sid.
I would
Yes.
starve
You might be able to
Or-
handle a snake.
where I caught a fish with that fishing line and hook.
Maybe.
What am I gonna catch? A guppy?
Well, and for the record, there's stuff to basically sew yourself back together when you cut yourself really bad with the knife.
See?
Oh, well, that's always
Now.
Or is that before or after I pass out from getting cut so bad that I gotta stitch my own self up?
Well, there's that.
I'm gonna pass out first, and then I'm gonna wake up going, "Oh my god, what did I just do?" and pass out again. And then when I wake up, I'm gonna scream like a little girl, going, "Somebody, please help me! I'm bleeding."
I had to break it to you, but your wife,
Scream like a little girl.
is the one stitching you up while you're out. For
That's
the
not
day.
gonna happen. She better bring some
No.
anesthesia or
Don't do that.
something with her. A gas mask. Put it
Because
over
that
my
would be-
fucking face.
That'd be
That
me.
way I
I'd be
can
like,
go to
my husband would be like, ah! And I'd be like, okay, lay your ass down, drink this freaking scotch, and shut the fuck up. Let's just do this.
Just give me the damn hook and I'll do it.
So,
I'd be
Sid,
like-
you're not a survivalist, is what you're saying.
What I'm saying is I can survive. I just don't know if I can stitch myself up like fucking Rambo.
Natalie says no, but I did get used an emergency blanket once when we got rained out in the cold.
And who on this call would ever be Rambo? Come on, really?
Not
Yeah,
this guy.
I don't think any of us are.
Not thinking that
I'll
probably are.
be dumping all the shit out of it, using it for like a shot
You would
glass.
be amazed. I guess maybe I shouldn't even put it that
So
way.
are
but
you
I think
Rambo? Is that
everybody-
I'm saying,
No, he's
what
ran
I'm
like
saying is I would take that
rainbow.
survival knife.
It's rainbow.
I'm not saying that I would take the survival
You're
knife. I would dump
Rainbow.
all
Not Rainbow.
Rainbow.
Rambo.
We
And I would fill it
underestimate
with,
ourselves until
vodka.
we're put in a position that we can't get out
That's
of
true.
and the adrenaline kicks in.
You are
That's what
right.
I think.
You're right. I agree with you. Because I tell you what, if someone, including myself, cut the crap out of myself when we were in the middle of nowhere, I would be the one to stitch me up, figure it
Yeah.
out. All right, let's do this thing. And I'm getting the hell out of Dodge. We're going to get back to civilization.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What seems like
And my child would be like,
chaos to
I
us
can't
right
walk
now.
anymore. And I'd be like, shut up. I have my foot cut open and stitched back up again. You'd be like, but I need more. No. Where's my electronics? No.
Yeah, no. Yeah, for me, like, I think that until you're put in a certain situation, you don't actually know what you're capable of. Because once the fuck this hits, you're going to get something done.
That's right.
You are right. You are right.
Okay, so
Unless
let's
you're
move on to another altar tool. How about that? Instead
All
of
right.
we're playing survival man and woman, we're doing like beer. What's that guy's name? Bear Grylls.
Bear Grylls.
Have him on the show next.
We really veered off of topic.
Yeah, we went left.
Yeah.
So far away from
How
the
many
list.
ladies got incense?
Yeah.
Incense is the next tool.
I have myrrh, frankincense, dragon's blood.
Dragon's blood.
Yes.
This one's
Sage.
not Champa.
Sage is like your all-time. Just if you want to get
Yes.
one that you're trying to start with,
Oh, that's
start
your
with
go-to.
sage. You've got white sage. You've got other sages. Just get sage. You can get it at. You can get the stupid. Okay, you can get sage at that little hippie store that's in the mall. In every mall that's known for man.
True.
There's always a hippie store in the mall.
Earthbound. Palo
Go find
Santo.
Oh yeah, Earthbound. Yeah.
Yes.
I don't like the smell of
Earthbound twice a time.
sage. Maybe it's
What
my
is it called,
energy.
sage?
I don't
I love
like
it.
the smell of sage. Maybe it's
That's
my
your
energy.
You like Palo Santo?
No, you need to fight that.
I like the smell of these,
You
but
like
the smell
Palo
of
Santo?
sage, I don't. Yeah,
Ugh.
I don't like sage. Ooh, sage makes me want to get mean. It's
Mean.
like my
Oh, yeah. Definitely your inner
Palo
demon.
Santo
tears all
is
spread.
favorite.
It
God, I love
stinks.
I love the smell of sage. That's
I do
weird.
too.
I don't. I don't know why I don't
Totally
like
love
it.
it.
It just is
Maybe
so
we
good
need to
me.
come cleanse you personally.
Yeah. How about
There were-
that?
Speaking of sage, okay. So back in my
Yes.
back in the day, I have a tendency to
Now I
watch
wanna play
live feed.
Uh-huh.
Like today, I was watching this guy. His name was Frederick something or another. I don't remember his last name, but this guy was like a light worker. That's what he calls himself, and he's part of the Starship Association. I don't know what the fuck that's even all about. I mean, I
Starship,
started
what?
watching. He's talking about he's part of some kind
The
of
mothership
alien
is coming.
race.
Okay.
There's part of some kind of alien race. Hey, I can't help what I watch. I just when it looks interesting,
There's
I watch.
Starseed.
Technically,
There's
you
starseeds.
can help what you
I
watch.
think it's a star seed. There's several on
Star
my page
seeds.
that are
Yeah,
that
that's
way.
what they call
Starseed.
themselves.
And they
Okay.
do
Yeah.
consider it to be the mothership.
The mother. I have lots of mothers.
Because we have made a mistake right now in life.
I've let a few mother loads off.
Oh,
Bad
All
dad.
right.
bad.
Okay, so let's
Beat me up,
just
Scotty.
continue with the witchy altar tools before I get myself in trouble.
So what was
Yeah.
Does anybody-
no, wait a minute, but you was
Crystals,
going in
come
a
on, get the
direction with this
crystals.
guy. He was on a starship.
I'm not doing it. What was I even going? Where I don't even remember where I was going. I got so sidetracked.
I have no idea. The next on the list. The next thing on the list.
You said you
Oh, that's
was
true. You
talking
didn't finish your story.
to a man. His
That's
name
true.
was Fred. And Fred thought that he had a starship, but you
I
were
was
going
part of the
somewhere.
starship. I have a tendency to watch people like that. I don't know why. Maybe it's just because I'm interested in what they're saying, but it's just like when he talked about getting abducted and there's a ship called Athena that's coming with them, and then they're directly speaking to Jesus Christ today. They was like
Okay,
he was
wait.
direct.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
I saw that shit.
So I that deity, but still,
And
he
I
hasn't
was
said anything to me about a starship. So
He had a meeting on a starship with Jesus Christ as he's playing Barry Manilow in the background.
Barry Manilow in the background.
It was playing some Barry Manilow in the background. I saw it.
Barry
I want some of
Manilow
what he was
can
smoking.
be very religious in certain situations.
Good.
I mean, those aliens must be really been probing really hard on this fella.
They're just into, some sex magic. That's all. That's just all.
Anal
There you go.
probing to its finest. It
was
was the
some-
weirdest thing I've ever seen in my life. I swear. How about if I play another song?
That was
I
probably
think
Yeah,
we
yeah.
want to, but that was
I
out
don't go back to
there.
like crystals or something. Yeah.
We have now veered so far off topic. There's no
It
bringing it back.
happens. Hey, the title did say witch tools and a lot more talk.
Witch tools and some weird shit.
Yeah. Well, hey, look. There's a lot of light workers out there. There's a ton of
I think I have her name right.
Do we got some
Genesis
Barry
says,
Manilow?
I love the smell of Palo Santo.
Palo Santo.
Oh, Palo Santo.
Okay.
Dude,
now
how do
I'm
you
understanding
I got
everything.
somebody on my side here. How about that? Take that, ladies.
What?
I'm not a fan of Palo Santo, but I like the effect. I actually will get a bundle of it from my old job, Earthbound, and I'll tie a little bow around it and leave it sitting in the room that I want it to get the negative energies out of.
Gotcha.
Oh, Melissa,
There you go.
sweetgrass is awesome. I love sweetgrass.
Yes.
Sweetgrass is amazing.
Yes.
Another thing you can do, and this is just something to think about, if you have a fire pit outside, make sure you have like a grate above it. And if you sit outside and do some of your rituals outside, you can put those on your fire pit and light the fire and allow them to burn and
Slowly.
around you.
That's nice.
That's
That's
a great
great
idea.
That would be perfect.
That allows you to not have to think about it, but at the same time, it's surrounding you. And if then you can control kind of that, I don't know about you, but
The
I like
area.
sitting there and control the smoke that goes around you, and you can kind of allow it to circle. And that circle creates something that is quite intense when it comes to protection, for me at least.
Okay.
But
That's not a bad idea. I actually like that.
Yeah.
idea.
I like
I like that idea.
Connection to nature
Yes.
is very, very secure. So if I'm in nature, even more. So I tend to do most of my rituals outside, depending on the weather.
Oh, I used to. I used to live out
Yeah.
on the farm, so I could do whatever I wanted to and didn't have to worry about it. I mean, literally felt comfortable enough out there that you could dance underneath the moon naked if that's what you wanted to do.
But I live in Indy, in the city.
Hey, don't get Rebecca started on that shit.
Naked. They just don't look.
Here you go. Thanks a lot, Cynthia. Thanks a lot. Here we go.
I'm famous for running through the rain naked. So
Hey,
My poor neighbors know I get naked, and they just don't watch anymore.
well,
they're just like, nah, she's doing her thing.
I tend to.
All right, I'm gonna play another. I'm gonna
Like,
play another
oh, that's
video,
your
guys.
neighbor.
Okay?
He's all la la
And
la.
we'll get back.
For us, Sid.
We'll get back to dancing and like naked and all this other shit. And we got four more.
We
We got
got
three
stuff.
more altar tools to get through after we get back from this song. But I got a little surprise for Miss Rebecca on this one, so I'm going to get to it. Okay?
All right, let's go.
Yeah, for you.
All
Let's
right.
Nice.
That was super quick.
Just wait. It's coming. It's coming.
I know there's something that I
It's coming
miss with all of the stay-at-home orders that we're all having to deal with right now. There's a certain place where it's just nice to go, where you can sit down, you can have a drink, there might be a band playing, or it might be quiet, you can play games, you can meet up with your mates. And that place is called the pub. And this is a song called I Want to Go to the Pub. There is a place I'd like to go, where mates and crack and spirits flow. It's tune the tune and up the street, where all the dearest souls we meet. At the pub, let's go to the pub. We'll drink all the drinks and you know the grub. Imperial pints and massive paws, shakers and shots, the mix and more. The pub, let's go to the pub. We'll drink all the drinks and you know the grub. Towering tall, titanic paws, and all the joys of life are ours. At the pub. Carouse and take to the floor, we'll order the rounds and run up some more. The barkeep will not mind the flip, because he knows we'll leave great tips. It's money a place, a movable feast. It's north by south and west by east. The absent friends will raise a glass until we fall down on our pub. The pub, let's go to the pub. We'll drink all the drinks and eat all the grub. Imperial pints and massive paws, shakers and shots, the mix and more. The pub, let's go to the pub. We'll drink all the drinks and eat all the grub. Towering tall, titanic paws, and all the joys of life are ours. At the pub. Oh pub, my pub, I once again find my favourite stool to stay. There's music, games and pints galore. They'll play our song, we'll dance some more. The world outside can all attend. And while we're there, our joys attend. With each new face we shout huzzah, and somebody buys a round for us all. Round the pub, let's go to the pub. We'll drink all the drinks and eat all the grub. Imperial pints and massive paws, shakers and shots, the mix and more. The pub, let's go to the pub. We'll drink all the drinks and eat all the grub. Towering tall, titanic paws, and all the joys of life are ours. At the pub. A pub, my favourite dive, where ye and me and she contrive to find who holds the strongest hand. We cannot hear over the band, or snug we sit dimly lit. Hushed we corners will admit our love for all great things on tap at every tavern on the map. place I like to go with mix and crack and spirits flow. It's noon, they tune and up the street where all the dearest souls we meet. It's time to go home from the pub. We drank all the drinks and ate all the grub. My heat's right here, but worth the flare. Until next time, we're ready for more. At the pub, let's go to the pub. We'll drink all the drinks and eat all the grub. Imperial pints and massive pours, shakers and shots, the mix and more. The pub, let's go to the pub. We'll drink all the drinks and eat all the grub. Towering tall, Titanic pours, and all the joys of life are ours. At the pub, let's go to the pub. We'll drink all the drinks and eat all the grub. Imperial pints and massive pours, shakers and shots, the mix and more. The pub, let's go to the pub. We'll drink all the drinks and eat all the grub. Towering tall, Titanic pours, and all the joys of life are ours. At the pub.
Ta-da! There you go, Rebecca. That was Samuel. That was Rebecca's husband. They're playing the lute.
Aww. I know. So
I had them on a show a few months back, and they have.
Sorry, go ahead, Sid. Go for it.
He wrote that.
He wrote that.
No.
Yeah, he wrote that, and we are actually in the midst of. There's a piper part on that, and then I play the Celtic drums. And I sing, so there's a whole. He wrote it for our Celtic band, and so we are actually going to perform that for the first time, the first weekend in October at like a makeshift. Well, they didn't get to have feast this year, so they're going to have a makeshift feast, and we're going to be playing for it for 3 days straight. Pray for it. But yay! Of course, social distance, put masks on. Everybody be not stupid, but still okay. But so we're gonna have a makeshift feast. And so yeah, it's gonna be interesting. He wrote that, and he wrote another song, and then I wrote a song about our ancestors, and so we have like 4 or 5 new songs. It's kind of ridiculous, but he's done this whole series on the lute. This pandemic of things you shouldn't ever hear on the lute.
Yeah. Did he do like sound?
I gotta hear that.
They make everybody happy. Like so happy. He's such a pretty guy too. He's got a nice butt. Just saying. It helps.
He's easy to look at, sure.
He's very easy.
I'm definitely a butt gal too. That Viking that keeps sending me to things from behind the curtain has a nice butt too.
Yeah, that's right. See, it really helps. Also, things from behind the curtain help, but there you go.
I mean, Vikings that hand me beer from behind the curtain with nice butts.
You
can't beat that.
Okay, this is part of the show where this guy starts to feel uncomfortable.
He has no Viking behind his curtain, y'all.
Oh, poor. Wow.
Okay, so let's get on to our last three altar tools. So we got one of them is the pentacle, which represents all the elements.
Oh, mine's
How
over
many
there.
guys? How many of you
Tell
guys
me
got?
what you're talking about. Maybe I'm calling it something else.
My pentacle got left behind, but I do have a pendulum.
Yes, I have like 3 of those. Yes.
So
I have a
she says on the
pentacle.
altar because she's the only pentacle I have right now.
So my husband just got me one because our anniversary was Sunday, and he got me a pentacle, and it's in the shape of an angel, and it's a crystal angel.
Oh,
it's beautiful. And while we were on break, I looked for it and could not find it. I'm like, because I wanted to show
this
you.
is a rainbow.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
She called out my name, and I was like, okay, I'm going to buy you now.
Oh, my gosh. Yes. Stones do that. They call your name. They do that. Stones do that.
Okay, speaking of stones, this thing.
Okay, are we allowed to go to Stones now?
Are we allowed to?
Can we go to Stones now, please?
Okay. Let's start with Karen first.
Okay.
And
Karen,
we'll have her talk about some of her stones, and then we'll move over to you guys' stones.
Okay.
Okay.
Because stones is my thing. Thank you.
One in particular.
Yes.
That is the next step on the list anyway. So yeah, you take the floor, Miss Karen.
All right, there are so many stones that you probably can never remember the names of all of them, but I have a list of the top few that I think everybody should have.
Yes.
And of course, the first one is going to be quartz crystal, quartz crystal point. They amplify other stones. They are an all-purpose stone. They work for whatever you need. And I'm going to go quick because I know other people want to talk. So the second thing you need is rose quartz.
Take your time.
Rose quartz is so important, and I think it's for me. I think it is for self-love. Everybody thinks that rose quartz is for doing love spells and things like that, but for me, it's all about self-love, and it boosts your self-confidence, and it's just an attractor. And the next one, which is my all-time favorite, is amethyst. I am a lover of all things purple. I always have my amethyst, the raw amethyst crystal on me. But for you guys, I mean, it's as simple as just picking up a small point like this and carrying it in your purse or your pocket. It's so powerful. It's so protective. It's great to relieve stress and anxiety and just having it on your person. Another one of my favorites that I think is really important to have is tiger's eye. This is my grounding stone, man. This one, it just brings me back to earth.
I love
it. And it's funny because in ancient times, warriors and soldiers wore tiger's eye when they went into battle because they thought it brought them strength and protection. And I think it still does the same for me and for everybody. Black obsidian.
Yes.
This sits on my altar. It's a black obsidian witch hat.
Beautiful.
And black obsidian is another, it's called the wizard stone, as a matter of fact, because it's been used in magical practice since medieval times. And it's a protective stone. It's a grounding stone. It protects you against negativity. So I think everybody should have those 5 stones in their arsenal at all times.
Yes.
2 of my other favorites that I love is for those stressed out moms, lepidolite. It is the natural mood stabilizer of the crystal world because it contains a high amount of lithium, which is also used in anti-anxiety medicine, but you don't need a prescription for this. This is another little witch hat that sits on my altar.
Don't lick the stones.
Don't lick the stones. Never lick the stones, and don't let your dog lick the stones either. And my last favorite, is angel aura quartz.
Oh.
Everybody, I love angel aura quartz. It's got all the powers of quartz, but it's got that platinum and silver bonded to it, and it's very, very good for purification, spiritual stuff, moving beyond the body. Definitely a powerful little piece of crystal.
Astral projection, if I remember correctly, as well.
I think so. Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, I'll relinquish the floor now because I got to share my moment, and thank you so much. I am a lover of the crystals.
We love it. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you
Karen,
for sharing your information
with us. Some of these I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't just sell the crystals. I educate people about them because a lot of people just go, "Oh, that's so pretty," but they don't understand the power behind it. So I'm all about educating.
So I'm gonna go through the ones that I know first, and then I'm gonna let you see the ones that I don't know. Okay, we have the moonstone.
Oh, I love that one.
I love the moonstone.
Love moonstone.
I always carry a bag with me. This is my bag of stones. It goes everywhere except for when I am charging it, but it does stay with me at all times. This is my moonstone. I love her, and I believe they're good for protection and clarity. Is that right?
Yes.
Yes.
I think so.
Okay. I will. Yeah.
Also a feminine aspect to it.
Yeah, it is the feminine aspect.
And yes, the feminine aspect.
Hmm.
Okay, so I also carry. My mind went blank. I love it. This is also your self-love crystal. Somebody help me.
Agate?
Yes.
Agate.
Rose quartz.
It's
Oh, I have
rose
that.
quartz. There
Oh,
we
is that
go.
rose quartz? I can't tell from
It
the
looks
color.
like
It looks
agate.
gray.
It's very pink over on this end. It looks kind of
Okay.
white. Yeah, but it's pink. Okay.
Yeah, rose quartz is the self-love stone. Absolutely.
This guy right here, I have no idea. It just called to me and I kept it. It's clear, but it's got like a. Do y'all see that?
Makes me wonder if it's
Is that
a fossil.
But
rainbow?
it stays with me.
My brain just got rainbow moonstone.
Moonstone, possibly, yes. It's got
It looks
in
blue.
the center of it. It's very clear. You can almost see through it in spots, but in like right here in the center, it has almost like a mountain look. Can y'all see that?
I can't see it.
It's a little difficult to see on the camera,
Yeah.
just
That's okay,
because
though.
it is such a bright stone.
It's such a bright stone.
It is.
Those
It's
usually-
very bright.
Don't those usually pull in heat? Do they pull in your heat and
Do
put
what
out?
now?
Could be a really. Is it actually? Does it have a blue tinge or is that just the light?
Yeah, that's the question.
Could be
Maybe
aquamarine.
like
Could be
a tannish,
celestite.
Okay.
almost gray silver look to it.
I mean, hold on. Let me pull something out here.
Okay.
Do these look similar? I know this is really tiny in comparison.
Whoa. Yes.
This is my agate.
And that's probably what this is.
Oh, so I have different agate than you do.
Well,
Oh, there's
this
so
one
many
is
different agates.
My
I
agate
also
is
carry my
crazy
wish stone with
Oh,
me.
I love that.
This
That's
is.
it. Keep it
that's
up there first.
beautiful.
There you go.
I like
all
that.
sorts of
I
different
don't have
colors.
really big ones. I
And
wish I
that makes
did. I
sense
order
for my
something.
life because I am so different and I don't fit in a box. So my agate
Yes.
represents me, obviously.
Love that.
But it just is everywhere. And I saw this and I was like, that is so me.
I
I'm
got
not-
to have it. Yes, that's beautiful.
I'm not your typical anything. So
Exactly.
It's like
therefore,
crazy lace agate.
I love
It's
it when you
crazy
can, when they like speak.
crazy
Right.
lace agate. I will keep that for my life. I am a crazy lace agate.
Yeah, it looks like crazy lace agate.
Absolutely.
I
Absolutely.
think I saw some tiger's eye over there on
Got it.
Sin's side.
Yeah, I wish. I need a tiger's eye. I'm fixing to order from Karen. I'm not gonna lie.
Girl, I got you.
Okay, this is my amethyst.
I got buckets.
This is my amethyst. I used to carry her on a chain, but I no longer do. She stays in my pouch. Now I have a couple of unusual ones as well. And these guys are just things that I picked up along the way. I believe I found this one in a creek bed. But as you can see, it's got
Really nice.
it's almost mauve and black, but it's all molded like together.
It's similar
This
to
guy.
almost a carnelian.
Yeah, it is. Ooh, that's really
Ooh, that's
pretty.
gorgeous.
I love it. I have no idea what it is, but it's in my
I love
bag.
the green.
That's some sort of agate.
Agate.
Spotted
It's some
something.
sort of agate.
Such
I
beautiful
can't remember the
markings.
name.
There's so many different
Different
Versions
ones,
of
yes.
agate.
I have so many
After a while,
stones.
you just kind of start getting confused. Now, this guy, I want to say I found it in a creek bed as well, but it just kind of was like hanging out. It was like, hey, yo, I need your attention. So,
You got some creep beds. You go creep bed, woman.
yeah, hey, I'm all the time in nature. I run
Me
barefooted.
too. Me too. I am
But I
so
do
there
dance.
with you.
But
All the
that is my
freaking
little
time.
bag of treasures. That, and I believe this is a red agate as well.
I like
I
that.
carry her with me.
I like that.
Next.
All right, Rebecca, you want to show some of your stones?
Ooh, yes, I do. Okay, so I'm like, okay, so I had my niece like bring. You have your Viking like bringing you things. I have my niece bringing me things. So I have my wand. I know, right? So
Selenite.
you can find beautiful wands different places. And I would say be on the lookout no matter where you are. If something calls to you, pick the crap up and buy it, or just, I had this one. Okay, so we play Renaissance fairs, and because of that, we don't make a lot of money when we play Renaissance fairs. We just do it for the freaking fun of it. So a lot of the vendors will be like, well, you're a musician, therefore we will in kind, and we come and play their places and make people come in all the time. Okay, so friends and family. Totally got this on to friends and family. I said, this is calling my name. She gave it to me because I was so entranced with it. I was just like, I need this.
Yes.
Yes. And she was
That
just like,
happened to me.
yes, because sometimes things just call you and they're supposed to be yours. And it will happen. And I said, well, I only got $3. She was like, I'm not taking your last $3. Take the stinking wand. So sometimes things will just happen because they're meant to be. This was that. This beautiful wand. As you can see, it's taking it takes in things and neutralizes them. In my life, I need that. I need to neutralize things. I am the storm. I am. And I have, my personality has had to learn how to encompass itself, and not be destructive, but just be productive. And this helps me do that. Okay.
Wonderful.
So sometimes you need something that harnesses your power without destroying the rest of your life.
Well, that
Right?
stone in particular that it's made out of is actually meant to ward off negativity.
So perfectly understandable.
Perfect.
So
yes.
I actually used to sell these fantastic little lamps where they were selenite lamps that were similar to that, where you put the selenite on top of the lamp itself, and it would do all the colors and stuff. But it was meant to get the negative energy out of that area and look pretty at the same time.
Of course. Pretty.
Yeah, I have one of those. I have a selenite lamp, and it's right up behind me.
Yes.
Yep.
I have one in my bedroom.
I would say this because I see on my witchy group all the time, because I'm in several witchy groups. Tell me a love spell. I want a love spell. I want a love spell. Okay. I love what someone said before me, and I'm so sorry. I can't remember exactly who it was. Love yourself first.
Yes.
If you love yourself first, thank you. If you love yourself first,
100.
then you will attract the right person to your life to love you.
Yes.
So don't try a love spell to make someone love you. Find the quartz that helps you understand yourself more, to understand who you are, so that you don't care if someone loves you, because you love yourself enough to know that I'm worth more than everything in the freaking world. You prove to me that you want me.
Yes.
I
always say you can't start a wedding with a kidnapping.
Yes, exactly.
Right?
Exactly. Oh my gosh, thank you. So I found, come on, ladies and gentlemen, I found this beautiful thing, this huge thing filled with all these different rocks at Goodwill. By the way, look at Goodwill just in case. You never freaking know
stuff everywhere.
what
True.
whoever is going to bring to you in your life that you need. It had over 100 different kind of rocks, and they were all labeled. I don't label anything.
Wow.
Oh,
Me neither.
They're never labeled.
I never label anything. I'm like, what the frick? I'm never taking them out of the freaking box. Okay. Anyways, needless to say, the ones that spoke to me the most, I will speak of right now. Of course, my agate that I already spoke of, that is me incarnate. It is everything that is completely transitional and everything mixed in together, because I am the storm. There is, I'm not going to speak of that one. There is, of course, quartz, the rose quartz, that allows me to understand this is what I need to say about stones. They do not do anything to you that you do not want them to do to you. So you have to allow them to show you things about yourself.
Yes.
Okay? So you take out the stone, because it's not, the magic of this is not that it creates something within you. It's that it shows you something that you are.
Exactly.
So you take it and you hold it in your hand and you put it and you stop for a moment and quiet everything, your mind, your spirit, your everything, your body. And you feel the vibration that is there, and you feel where it hits you in your hand. And that's what it does to you. And then it shows you things about yourself. Just that in and of itself hit me right here, the hardest, right there. Okay? And that will help show you some things about yourself and where your strengths are, where your weaknesses are, so on and so forth.
The truth.
Okay, I'm Polly, so obviously it here is a lot broader than a lot of other people would be. Okay. And amethyst, this one is actually from Brazil. This amethyst really speaks to my heart because it hits me more right here, which is the amethyst, for me at least, helps me broaden my mind. And other people can help in this understanding, but that's where it does it for me. I don't know of anyone else.
Well, the amethyst is what, the third eye stone?
Oh, well, that makes total freaking sense then.
Yeah.
I'm like, all I know is it helps me broaden my mind. There you go.
I've only got about 1, 2, 3. 4.
I know, right at the hand. This is like the body. Over here's my. Wait, where am I? This is like love. Yeah, right. Another one is the topaz, and I'm gonna take this sucker out.
Ooh, topaz is beautiful.
I love topaz.
Yes.
So beautiful. Look at these beautiful topaz. Oh, and
she drops them. Don't drop them.
I love them to the floor.
She's like throwing them at the screen. Look.
I know. I kept them so well in the cases, and now I'm like giving. Topaz makes me happy inside because the purple allows my mind to just wander into places that are creative. For me, that's what it does. And I'm going to do one more before we leave, and that is this. I know that pyrite is considered a false gold or whatever, but for me, pyrite is like the stone that should have gotten more, but because it was compared to something else, it never got its just dues. So this is almost a stone for every underdog in the world. And underdogs get things done. Like they're shiny and they have so much potential and no one sees it because they're not what they want them to be. But guess what? This little piece of pyrite is stronger than everything in your life. So for me, pyrite for me is the understanding of strength when no one expects it.
It's also a very protective.
Nice.
Yeah,
I like the way she put that.
Helps to bring in the positivity, ward off the negativity, and also helps with your energy levels in general.
See? Pyrite's so much better than gold. Shut up, gold. I don't have it.
Liz, you want to give us a quick run through some of the stones that you got?
Well, okay, I have a few. I have a few that I have no clue what the hell they are, and I'll show those first. So I have a lot that I got at the beach, and this one looked a lot like carnelian to me. So I grabbed it up, and I really loved it. It was so cool. We got this over at Moonstone Beach on our honeymoon, including me as well. And there's a whole bag behind me that I'm not even going to grab. But this bad boy is my favorite. It called to me. I grabbed it in my hand, and I just got like chills, and I love holding it. And at the time, my boss, because it was when I was working at Earthbound, I had seen it. It was like, this is mine.
Mine, oh mine.
Mine. And I called my boss, and I was like, here, touch this. And she goes, oh my God, the energy. And I was like, you don't understand. This is mine. And
give it back.
They call to you.
Even now, she knew that this was mine the second I touched it, because I get goosebumps all the time when I touch it. It has a certain energy to it. And so for our wedding, we made sashes in order to invoke certain deities into the wedding. I carried one and Frank carried one. This was the one that Frank had. Mine fell apart, but it had different. It has rooms for the different deities. It has different representations and incenses for them. But what they have, mine fell apart, and plus it had my Mjolnir in it, and that one had a Mjolnir in it as well. Was I have my runes that represented everybody. So, you know, Thor, Tyr, Odin, and Frigg. But I also had their elements that would represent them. So I have Jet, and I love my Jet. And I have Smoky Agate.
I love that.
Oh, that's beautiful.
As well as this isn't a stone, but copper, because we needed it. And so if you liked some of the agate that I had there, this is actually a rainbow moonstone. You can barely tell.
Ooh, I love rainbow moonstone.
I can see it. Yes, it's pretty.
Love it.
And the funny thing is, so again, Earthbound, we used to sell them in some soaps. So the soaps were meant to be able to use on your body and help with energies and like impart the energy of those stones onto your body and help you throughout the day. And so I always loved that. I had several from that. My pendulum is actually, you can see it.
Oh my gosh, it has.
Oh, I can see it.
Oh.
Barely, but I can see the different
Just
colors. That's beautiful.
Spin it and let it go, because I bet you it would do something beautiful.
There it is.
There you go.
There it is. There
It
it
looks
is.
like Tiger's Eye.
Yeah,
It is.
It shows a little bit.
It has. Oh, it has a beautifulness to it.
Yes.
And then, well, let's see what I got in here. Here's another agate.
Mm-hmm.
It was just so vibrant that I had to grab it.
Is it red?
It is red.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what? I'm sorry. This is Jasper.
Ah,
I was
Jasper.
going to say, it's very
Yes. I
orangey
think that's
red.
what-
Yeah, this
I
is
think that's what
Jasper.
that is.
And here is a whole string of red agate.
Ah.
Oh my gosh. So cons and all those things are so great for these kind of things. You want to find great stones, go to Renaissance fairs and cons. I'm not joking.
Or creek beds.
Michaels.
Or creek beds.
Or the ocean.
Exactly.
Or the Sacred Market
I
Gate.
had my hagstones. I didn't have
Michael,
my hagstones.
yeah, make
but
sure
I had
they're not-
hagstones
so
from the creek bed.
Here's a good key. If you can put it in your hand and you can feel a vibration, it's a stone. If you put it in your hand and you don't feel anything, it's plastic.
The one thing I'll give Michaels some credit for,
Yes.
at least with them, is they will label theirs as, hey, this is fake, this is real.
Yeah.
Love it.
This
Perfect.
one is worth more, that's why we're making you pay more. But they'll make
Absolutely.
sure. And like so I was rushing around for the wedding and I was like, oh my God, okay, I need Lily of the Valley. I need smoky agate. Not gray agate, but smoky agate. I need red agate. And I'm going to all of these pagan stores and they're like, oh no, we don't have it. No, we don't have it. I looked at my work and they were like, actually, we don't have it. I walk into Michael's.
And
Thank
they
you.
had it.
Have
And they
it
have it.
on strings.
Yep.
And it floored me that they had this. And I was able to utilize it. And I just grabbed a handful and put them in each little sash.
Perfect. Absolutely perfect.
And it was great. I mean, you can't go wrong and it was serendipitous as well because I was able to find the oak that I needed for the runes that I made. Because I needed oak. I specifically needed oak and pine, and birch for the aspects I was using. And so, sorry, Sid, go ahead.
I can go. I'm just like, I guess we could take what our favorite part of the altar is stones.
Yeah.
Stones and candles. Candles can be used for so many different things.
and
That was
Wax
like
reading.
an hour-long
Candles
segment
can be
just on stones.
Yes, I love stones. Love
Holy
stones.
shit! I got a few too. I'll show off real quick. I'm not going to show all my stones off. I'm not going to do all that. I'm just going to show some of my favorite. But this is one of them.
Ooh,
This is rough cut clear quartz.
I love it.
Love it.
That's
It's actually African cut rough cut African clear quartz.
Nice.
That's beautiful.
I got a one of my favorites is this huge smoky quartz.
Ooh.
Oh.
Like
I've,
that.
I've worn indents in it by rubbing my thumb on it.
Yeah.
I've actually rubbed indents in it.
That's
And
beautiful.
then I got this amethyst.
Yes, his favorite.
That's very
It's beautiful.
very pretty. You know, I
there's
think
my stones. I'm not going to do all the story behind it.
the reason that stones are probably the favorite of most is because of this.
Pretty.
We find anybody can find themselves in a stone.
Yes.
Anyone can go to a bed, to a any water bed anywhere and find something. Child, anybody can find something that really does represent the personality of what and who they are. And they can find that within the moment. It's not a lifetime situation. It literally is a moment by moment thing. And because of that, it allows us to hold on to that moment.
Yeah.
And relive that moment and be able to ingest who we are in that moment every day of our life. And because of that, it creates us into something that we could be if we allow it to create us into that.
You know, my kids, when they were growing up, a lot of times they wouldn't have, they would draw pictures at first in the beginning, but they found out that nothing delighted me more than them going out and about and collecting rocks and bringing them to me. I had so many stones, y'all, that it covered a 50-foot porch.
Wow.
Holy
From one
smokes.
end to the other. They used to bring me all kinds of stuff, and they would find some of the most unusual, and some of them have been lost throughout the years, unfortunately. But I'm telling you, it delighted them to see me delighted in what they brought me or what they thought was unique. It allowed them to share a part of themselves with me of what they thought was unique.
That's beautiful. That's when you create it into a lacquer floor that just allows you to
Yes, that would be beautiful.
Bring them into your life.
But they've been doing it since they was kids.
Okay, so we like stone. We like stones.
We do.
May I mention one thing?
One last thing on stones.
Okay. So when I want to say I was probably 8 years old, my dad used to take me to this thing called Eco Expo, where this particular year, it was always on Earth Day. That's probably why I'm so obsessed with plants, to be honest with you. It was on Earth Day, and I got to meet Jane Goodall.
Ooh.
And Jane Goodall
Oh my gosh, really?
gave me a piece of jade. And
really? Such a beautiful stone.
It was beautiful, and she told me, hold on to it. My father has it right now, which is good because I've lost it over the years. It exists. It still exists. And my dad has it in a box with a few things that I made for him out of shells and stuff like that. And I was the kid that made things for my dad with shells. I made him a necklace, and he still has it. But Jane Goodall gave me a piece of jade and told me, hold on to this. Over the years, it will get darker and it will be more beautiful. And I will never forget meeting that amazing woman. And the fact that out of everybody, she chose to give me something that she got on her journeys. And I love that woman so much.
So that is beautiful.
That is wonderful. Yes.
That's a beautiful
thing.
It's not in this box. My dad does have it, but it's actually safer kept with my dad because I'm a shit show. So
The thunderstorm. It's okay. We understand.
Okay,
we
exactly.
have one last altar tool, and then we're going to end the show. And we're not going to get into a long drawn out. We're going to make it quick because we done went over a half hour on the show. So the last tool is a wand. It has the same purpose as the athame.
It does. And I'll have to run and
Wand.
get mine. So I'm going to run and I'll be back. Actually, mine's more like a staff.
A wand.
I have wooden and stone wands, but yes, absolutely.
So I don't really have a wand per se.
I use staffs as well too, so I feel you with the wands. I like making my wands. I like making. I'll make all my wands, all my staffs. That's a nice wand too.
As
Yeah,
long
that's
as
beautiful.
it's natural, just make sure it's natural. Don't use anything that's synthetic because you're not going to get the same effect off of.
You're right. Yep.
Make sure it's natural. Find something that calls to you.
Computer,
Walk through the woods, for God's sakes, and find something that calls to you. My son has 3 to 4 wands because he's like, that calls to me. And I'm like, at least I'm raising you right. So just make sure that it calls to you. It's something that calls to you. Don't let it. Don't pick something up that is adverse to who you are. Let it call
Sometimes
to
it's
you.
meant for somebody else.
Yes,
Make
exactly.
sure that, yeah.
Yeah, don't pick it up if it's not meant for you. But then when you do, just meld with it. Allow it to be you. Allow it to be yours, and just let it speak to you. I think, and that will only happen if it's natural. It won't happen if it's synthetic.
Karen, do you have a wand? Do you have? Show us your wand real quick, Liz.
this is actually Frank's. When I got here, we were going through some stuff, and it was one that he had forgotten, and I absolutely fell in love. It has a dragon at the top.
That's beautiful.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
And then, as you can see, it's actually made out of glass.
Oh my god.
And at the bottom, it actually has a a gargoyle.
Ooh.
Which is
I
a
love
protection.
gargoyles.
Yes.
I love them.
Really
And
nice.
then
Protection.
it is all glass. It is not actually a crystal there at the bottom, as far as I know, to be honest. But this, we were digging through stuff, and
Oh, we lost
he was like, "Well, you can have it." I'm all, okay.
right?
I was like,
Take it for yourself.
Whoops.
Thank you.
Wrong
Love
button.
you.
My bad.
Love you.
Okay.
we love you.
I didn't make it yours. Make it love you.
It's actually pinned above my altar. Usually, like I have 2 thumbtacks that hold it up to the wall, and it's like it hangs on top of the altar like this. And so, if it needs to be used, I can easily draw it down. But yeah, I love dragons, and I'm sure that's why he chose it because he loves dragons too.
I'm a dragon junkie.
Thank you. Me
Red
too.
heart.
Really nice.
Okay, out of all of us, who's not a dragon? Who's a dragon junkie?
That'll be me.
Thank you. That's everyone.
100.
Yes.
If I
Yes,
find
That
them,
would be
I'm
me.
on
All
it.
right, so we made it through the night, and we're an hour and 40 minutes into the show. We got through all the altar tools. Surprisingly enough. Don't forget that if somebody is on here, don't forget to leave a link to Psychomantium 13, where the Odd Mother has her show on tonight. Outside of that, you guys have a great night. I'm gonna play us off with my this Friday's Into the Fire guest. The band's called Heartbeats. They're going to be my guest this Friday on Into the Fire. So I'm going to play a video for them on the way out. You guys have a great week. I'll see you guys here, the Witches Hour, next Wednesday at 8 p.m. But you'll see me before that because I'm going to be doing Into the Fire Friday and Saturday. But yeah, that's what we're doing. Thank you, ladies, for hanging out with me tonight.
Second.
Thank you,
Love
ladies.
you.
You're
Y'all
awesome.
stay blessed.
Bye bye. Bless.
For a second when you're done.
Bye.
You got something to say?
Oh, I was
Liz?
asking if the ladies could stay on for just a moment after we're done.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I'll be here.
Absolutely. Might have to
I'll see you guys next Wednesday, everybody that's watched, and you guys have a great week.
Bye.
Bye.
I'm getting to the. Don't worry.
I'm sitting here
Don't
like,
you worry.
Hi.
Money. You would have to pay for nothing. You wouldn't have to pay for nothing. It just goes by on my fucking good looks.
My looks.
And my sweet ass.
My swagger. I got the hip.
Jesus. Is it ready?
I was like, what were we doing?
What were we doing again?
What was that playing?
We'll drink a beer.
Remembers that.
Be in bed.
The usual.
The world seems crazy and upside down. Nothing makes sense. The whole darn world's gone topsy-turvy. Nothing makes sense. Oh no, nothing makes any sense. We've been spinning our wheels and going nowhere. Nothing makes sense. I've been pushing on the gas and going nowhere. Nothing makes sense. Oh no, nothing makes any sense. Oh no, nothing makes any sense anymore. Oh no, nothing makes any sense anymore. Pretty soon you will see it'll all make sense. I'll give you the key and you will see it'll all make sense. Oh yes, it'll all make sense. So we got to be strong, and before long, it'll all make sense. You'll hold my hand, and we'll go along. It'll all make sense. Oh yes, it'll all make sense. Yes, it'll all yes, it'll all It'll make sense eventually. Maybe not now.